Rewrite the fate of Big Wolf not being able to eat sheep. I traveled directly to Chinking Grassland and became Big Wolf. Not only the green tea beautiful sheep and sheep cramps bagged in sheep soup, he also wants to help the licking dog and the boiling sheep fulfill his wish. Bury him and Meiyagyang in the same coffin. And after analyzing the plot of the animation, I found that the reason why Big Wolf can't eat sheep, basically all the villains died in Huadu. And after catching it, you must cook it slowly and eat it. So I gave the lamb a chance to rescue. Also, although my son, Zihuhui, is evolved, but he hangs out with the sheep every day and calls them brothers. They even help the captured lambs get out of trouble. Now that I have become a Grey Wolf, naturally, I won't make those stupid mistakes. Not only do I want to return to the Wolf clan and take the position of Wolf King, I also want to train little Huhui into a bloody Wolf. At this moment, a man in red robe. The graceful girl is looking at me angrily. Big Wolf, I'm hungry. Why don't you catch the sheep yet? What follows is a pawn. Seeing this, I couldn't help but sigh that Big Grey Wolf is really lucky. But Red Wolf just doesn't look good right now. Maybe following Big Wolf, the reason why you can't eat sheep for a long time. Hon, don't worry. This time I will definitely let you eat sheep. I look confident, but Red. Have you ever felt that Zihuhui is too lonely alone? Otherwise, why would he always hang out with the lambs? While talking, he walked towards Red Wolf with a smile. 2.5 hours later, heading towards Yankun in a hearty way. After all, Hong fed me, a hungry Wolf. I should give it a big meal to replenish itself. Arriving near Yankun, I sit in the tree and observe with a telescope. I found that the one closest to me was the beautiful green tea sheep. Then there are other sheep playing and having fun outside the sheep village. I walk towards them quietly. After all, Yankun's defense system is still a bit troublesome. Now I just want to catch him unawares. Let's catch a few lambs and take them home to feed my wife. But just when I was only 50 meters away from the lamb, suddenly a sheep found me. Scream and run, the wolf is coming. Run quickly and chase all the lambs. Soon most of the lambs had ran into the sheep village. Only beautiful sheep and lazy sheep are still running. I am a wolf, born to run faster than a sheep. And Meiyagyang feels that I am constantly approaching him. I looked at the distance to the door with fear. Then he slowly approached Lazy Sheep. He silently said I'm sorry in his heart. Lazy Sheep, you run slowly. I won't be able to escape capture later. Just help me block it. Anyway, Pleasant Goat will figure out a way to save you by then. Then Meiyagyang pretended to be staggered. Push down the Lazy Sheep who had already reached the same position. Then hurry up and run forward. Seeing this, of course I won't let this opportunity pass me by. Jump directly to Lazy Sheep. Huge impact and pain. Make it impossible for Lazy Sheep to get up. At this moment, I quietly watched the beautiful sheep running towards the door. But the corner of my mouth smiled inexplicably. Just when Meiyagyang was about to step into Yankun, take out a gun and point it at Meiyagyang. Then a big net flew out. In an instant, Meiyagyang was arrested tightly. And this is a little invention that I have prepared for a long time. I press the recycle button. The beautiful sheep are also getting closer to me little by little. Boiling sheep are extremely strong. I still want to rush out and help Meiyagyang, but Pleasant Goat caught him. You can't save Meiyagyang if you go out now. It can only be that one more sheep is caught. Don't worry, I will definitely find a way to save them. Under the persuasion of Pleasant Goat, Boiling Sheep finally closed the door. And when the beautiful sheep was dragged away, he's talking about Boiling Sheep. You really disappoint me. Pleasant Goat, you must save me. Boiling Sheep's face is full of heartbreak. Pleasant Goat nodded silently. At this moment I am dragging the net with one hand, grabbing the Lazy Sheep with one hand and walking away. At the same time, the Red Wolf in Wolf Castle has just woken up after recovering its physical strength. At this time, I kicked open the door of Wolfsburg. Red Wolf was startled, just wanted to squirt. Unexpectedly, I actually caught 2 lambs and came back. This made him instantly surprised. His tone also became gentle and watery. Sure enough, only when a man is capable can he have family status. Go and prepare the candles and champagne. We're having a candlelight dinner tonight. I went to cook. I said coolly. Red Wolf didn't think about anything. Follow my instructions directly. I tied up the 2 sheep and started sharpening the knife. At this time, Lazy Sheep cried in fear, although Meiyagyang is also afraid. Based on past experience, he knows that Pleasant Goat will come to save him soon. So I closed my eyes and started cursing. Boiling sheep is really a useless thing. Soon I sharpened the knife. Then walked towards Meiyagyang. A flash of the knife. A big sheep head fell to the ground. The sheep's blood was also collected into the bucket that had been prepared long ago. The Lazy Sheep next to him fainted from fright when he saw this. I raised the knife and dropped it again. Lazy Sheep also ended her life unconsciously. Then I started the next process. At the same time, outside Wolfsburg, Pleasant Goat plans to use Zihuhui to rescue his compatriots. What he thought of was, use the tape recorder first. Record an audio clip of Zihuhui shouting for help. Make an illusion that Zihuhui was kidnapped. Then attract the big Wolf away. Then let Zihuhui go home. He said he made a Mother's Day gift for Red Wolf. Let him take Red Wolf to wash his face. Finally, they can save the sheep while there are no wolves. Soon their plan began to be implemented. Me cooking in the kitchen. Suddenly I heard a knock on the door, and I can roughly guess. It's definitely the lambs who are trying to save the sheep. Anyway, the kitchen is now divided. I want to see their reaction at the corpse scene, so I will follow my plan. After opening the door, a small box appeared in front of you. There is a tape recorder and a piece of paper inside. It says on the paper that your little Hui was kidnapped by me. If you know the signs, prepare 10 frogs to go to the west, handling the Wolf with one hand and delivering the goods with the other hand. After clicking on the recorder, it's the cry of little Hui. You want to trick me into catching a toad and dragging the tiger away from the mountain. It's a pity that their idea is going to come to nothing. Then I pretended to be panicked, closed the door and walk away. And now Pleasant Goat realizes that I have gone far. So Zihui was sent out again. Then, just as Pleasant Goat expected, Red Wolf was taken away by Zihui. Arrive at Wolfspur. Pleasant Goat was very puzzled. Strangeness. Why hasn't Big Wolf taken out that big pot this time? Boil the sheep and boil the sheep with a smile on their faces, looking for beautiful sheep everywhere. But when you step into the kitchen, the two sheep were instantly frightened and froze in place. Only saw. The heads of lazy sheep and beautiful sheep are placed on the chopping board. There are 2 barrels containing their blood next to it, and their bodies were disemboweled. Even the bones were chopped into hundreds of pieces. Pleasant Goat was so frightened that his hair stood on end. Past experiences make them think that wolves are nothing more than that, but now Pleasant Goat only thinks wolves are too scary. Then Pleasant Goat calmed down, planning to leave quickly. But the boiling sheep burst into tears. Some people can't accept the facts. No, we haven't rescued Mei Yang yet. Pleasant Goat heard. Just slap him in the face. Do you also want to end up like them? Keep the green hills. Don't worry about running out of firewood. Let's go back and find a way to take revenge. After returning to Yankun, Pleasant Goat told the village chief what happened here. Slow sheep heard, sitting on the ground instantly. Then, the atmosphere of sadness and fear also spread throughout Yankun. At the same time, I also returned to Wolfspur, prepared a sumptuous dinner. After Red Wolf took Zihui home. In an instant, Red Wolf's eyes lit up. I saw a roasted whole lamb on the big table. There are several plates of lamb grilling around. There are also lit candles and open champagne. Now, Red Wolf thinks this is the time when Grey Wolf is most handsome. Dad smells so good. Dad made these. Zihui asked innocently. Of course, Hong son. Come sit down and eat. It won't be fragrant after it cools down, I said proudly. Then I didn't give Zihui a chance to speak. He directly grabbed a leg of lamb and stuffed it into Zihui's mouth. Zihui subconsciously refused. Then his eyes lit up and he started to concentrate on eating. And now, Red Wolf looked at me with little stars in his eyes. After drinking and eating, today I will conquer Yankun. Zihui remembered what he said before. He asked Dad again, what dish is this? It doesn't look like the usual grass cakes and frogs. Silly boy, this is mutton. Made with lazy sheep and beautiful sheep. This is the moment I've been waiting for. If I let Zihui know first, definitely won't eat it. Now Zihui has eaten everything in his stomach. And the lambs knew they had killed 2 lambs. It's impossible to treat Zihui like normal, not to mention that Zihui also ate mutton. What is this made from the meat of brother sheep and sister sheep? How can I eat their meat? Dad, you are a bad person. Zihui cried immediately after hearing this. I just said, my son, calmly. Wolves originally eat sheep. Like sheep eating grass. And wolves and sheep are not the same race. What friends are we talking about? You'll know later. And didn't you think it was delicious just now? Brother Wu Yang and sister Yang are really delicious. Zihui is still small. Won't lie. I was soon fooled. When he was tired from crying, he fell asleep. Wait until Zihui goes to Yankun tomorrow. He will understand the dangers of society. But what about this time? Children also sleep. So I carried Red Wolf up to the 2nd floor. The next day when Zihui got up, he told me to go out and play. I know he is going to play with the lamb, but I didn't ask anything. I just watched Zihui leave Wolf Castle. After all, he is a child. Take more beatings from society. Being humane and sophisticated makes you sensible. Sure enough, when Zihui came to Yankun, all the lambs are very repulsive to him. Pleasant Goat looked disgusted. The boiling sheep gnashed its teeth, thinking that Zihui is a child. If you are ignorant, he would want to rush out and beat him up. Slow sheep sighed and Zihui. Don't come here again. Wolves and sheep cannot coexist peacefully. You go, but at this moment Zihui still wants to struggle. Explained innocently. Is it because Dad killed the beautiful sister and lazy brother? Or because I also ate brother sheep and sister sheep yesterday? I have no idea. I did not do it on purpose. I'll work with you to stop Dad. All the sheep heard, grating teeth. I originally thought Zihui was innocent. But I also thought that it is natural for wolves to eat sheep. They all sighed helplessly. But the thought of boiling sheep and sheep. Zihui also ate the meat of the beautiful sheep. Even more angry, he directly opened the store at Yankun Gate. In an instant, the soul of Zihui's shop left his body. Little gray little bad wolf. Never come here again. I'll hit you every time I see you next time. Throw these words away viciously. Turn around and leave. And Zihui finally understood. His relationship with Yankun broke down. Wait until Zihui returns home bruised and bruised. Seeing this, Red Wolf quickly asked his son anxiously, what's wrong with you? Who bullied you? Little Hui immediately jumped into Red Wolf's arms. Started crying. Mama sheep brother. Sister sheep, they won't play with me anymore. Also discharge me. Call me Little Wolf and tell me to get lost. He also said that he would hit me every time he saw me in the future. After hearing this, Red Wolf hugged Little Hui in distress. Then they immediately came to see my lambs angrily. Forget it if you don't play with your son. How dare you discharge electricity? Your son, hurry up and teach them a lesson. I was also very angry when I heard that. Then he summoned the newly invented robot, Terminator. Don't worry, wife. Now I have invented. He dares to bully our son.